Have you ever felt pressured to do something you didn't want to do? Maybe your friends were all doing it and you didn't want to be left out. Maybe someone you liked wanted you to try something new and you didn't want to disappoint them. This is peer pressure, and it's something that everyone experiences at some point in their lives. Peer pressure is the feeling that you have to do something to be accepted or liked by others. It can be hard to resist, especially when you're young and still figuring out who you are. But it's important to remember that you are the only one who gets to decide what's right for you. It's normal to want to fit in and be liked. We are social creatures, and feeling connected to others is important for our well-being. However, it's crucial to recognize when the desire to fit in is leading us to make choices that go against our values or put us in uncomfortable or even dangerous situations. Learning to navigate peer pressure is an essential part of growing up. It's about developing the confidence to make your own choices, even when it's hard. By understanding the dynamics of peer pressure and developing strategies to resist it, you can stay true to yourself and build healthy relationships. Saying no can be tough, especially when you're worried about disappointing someone or being judged. But it's important to remember that you have the right to say no to anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. One helpful tip is to practice saying no in a mirror. This might sound silly, but it can actually help you feel more confident when you're in a situation where you need to assert yourself. Another tip is to have a few go-to phrases ready, such as "I'm good," "not tonight," or "thanks, but I'll pass." When you say no, be firm and direct. Avoid making excuses or apologizing excessively, as this can make you appear less confident. Remember, you don't owe anyone an explanation for your choices. If someone continues to pressure you after you've said no, it's okay to remove yourself from the situation. It's also important to remember that saying no doesn't have to be confrontational. You can decline an offer politely while still acknowledging the other person's feelings. For example, you could say, "I appreciate the offer, but I'm not really into that." Friends are an important part of life, but they can also be a source of pressure. Sometimes it feels like you have to do what your friends are doing to fit in. This can be especially true in groups, where there's often a strong sense of conformity. It's natural to want to be accepted by your friends, but it's important to remember that true friends will respect your decisions, even if they're different from their own. If you find yourself constantly feeling pressured to do things you don't want to do to fit in with your friends, it might be a sign that the friendship isn't as healthy as it could be. It's okay to have different interests than your friends and to make different choices. It's also okay to spend time with other people and to pursue your own hobbies. Having your own identity outside of your friendships is important for your self-esteem and your overall well-being. If you're feeling pressured by your friends, talk to them about it. Let them know how you're feeling and why you're not comfortable with the situation. If they're true friends, they'll understand and support you. Romantic relationships can bring a whole new set of pressures. When you're dating someone, it's natural to want to impress them and make them happy. But it's important to remember that you should never have to compromise your values or do anything that makes you uncomfortable to please someone else. Sometimes, people in relationships might pressure their partners to do things they don't want to do, like being more physically intimate than they're ready for or changing their appearance to fit a certain image. This type of pressure can be especially harmful because it undermines your sense of self and your agency in the relationship. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, trust, and communication. If you feel pressured by your partner, it's crucial to talk to them about it openly and honestly. Explain how their words or actions are making you feel and why their expectations are making you uncomfortable. If your partner truly cares about you, they'll listen to your concerns and respect your boundaries. If they continue to pressure you or dismiss your feelings, it's a red flag that the relationship might not be healthy. Section 5. Social media's influence, the illusion of perfection. Social media can be a powerful tool for connecting with others, but it can also be a breeding ground for peer pressure. When you're constantly bombarded with images of people who seem to have perfect lives, it's easy to feel like you're not good enough. Social media platforms often present a curated version of reality, where everyone seems to be happy, successful, and popular. This can create a sense of inadequacy and pressure to conform to unrealistic standards. It's important to remember that social media is not real life. The images and stories people share online are often carefully selected and edited to present the most flattering version of themselves. Comparing yourself to these idealized representations can be detrimental to your self-esteem. To combat social media-induced pressure, try to be mindful of your consumption. Limit your time on social media and be selective about who you follow. Unfollow accounts that make you feel insecure or anxious, and focus on following accounts that inspire you or align with your values. Section 6. Building confidence, your shield against pressure. Confidence is key to resisting peer pressure. When you believe in yourself and your values, it's easier to stand up for what you believe in, even when it's difficult. Building confidence takes time and effort. Start by identifying your strengths and accomplishments. What are you good at? What are you proud of? Make a list of your positive qualities and refer to it when you're feeling down on yourself. Set realistic goals for yourself and celebrate your successes, no matter how small they might seem. Every time you achieve a goal, it reinforces your belief in your abilities. Surround yourself with positive people who support your goals and make you feel good about yourself. Avoid spending time with people who put you down or make you feel inadequate. Section 7. Recognizing manipulation and setting boundaries. Peer pressure isn't always overt. Sometimes it can be subtle and manipulative. People might try to guilt trip you, use emotional blackmail, or make you feel like you owe them something to get you to do what they want. It's important to recognize these manipulative tactics and to set clear boundaries. Let people know what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. Don't be afraid to say no to requests that make you feel uncomfortable, even if it means disappointing someone. Remember, you have the right to protect your physical and emotional well-being. If someone is repeatedly pressuring you or disrespecting your boundaries, it might be time to distance yourself from that person. Section 8. The role of alcohol and drugs, fueling impulsivity. Alcohol and drugs lower inhibitions and impair judgment, making people more susceptible to peer pressure. When you're under the influence, you're more likely to engage in risky behavior that you wouldn't normally consider. Alcohol and drugs can also cloud your thinking, making it harder to recognize dangerous situations or manipulative tactics. This can make you more vulnerable to peer pressure, as you might not be fully aware of the consequences of your actions. If you're going to be in a situation where alcohol or drugs are present, have a plan. Decide beforehand how much you're going to drink or if you're going to drink at all. Have a trusted friend who can look out for you and help you resist pressure to overindulge. It's also important to be aware of the dangers of driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Never get behind the wheel if you've been drinking or using drugs, and don't let your friends drive impaired either. Section 9. Seeking support. You are not alone. Dealing with peer pressure can be tough, but you don't have to go through it alone. Talk to a trusted adult, like a parent, teacher, counselor, or other responsible adult, about what you're going through. They can offer support, guidance, and advice on how to handle difficult situations. If you're struggling with substance abuse or addiction, there are resources available to help you. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, or SAMHSA, offers a confidential 24/7, 365-day-a-year treatment referral and information service in English and Spanish for individuals and families facing mental and/or substance use disorders. Remember, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It takes courage to admit that you need support, and there are people who care about you and want to help. Section 10. The power of positive influence. Be a leader. Just as you can be influenced by your peers, you can also influence them. You have the power to make a positive difference in the lives of others by being a positive role model. Stand up for what you believe in, even when it's unpopular. Your courage might inspire others to do the same. Speak out against bullying and harassment. Encourage your friends to make healthy choices. If you see someone being pressured to do something they're not comfortable with, speak up. Your support could make all the difference. By being a positive influence, you can help create a more supportive and inclusive environment for everyone. Section 11. Conclusion, your life, your choices. Peer pressure is a part of life, but it doesn't have to control you. By building your confidence, setting boundaries, and seeking support when you need it, you can navigate these challenges and stay true to yourself. Remember, you are unique and valuable. Your thoughts, feelings, and opinions matter. Don't let anyone pressure you into being someone you're not. Make choices that align with your values and make you feel good about yourself. Your life is your own, and you get to decide how you want to live it.